You're listening to Community Forum on KCCC 930 AM, sponsored by Eddy County, honoring God, country, and family, thriving with industry since 1889. Also sponsored by CNB Bank. Go to carlsbadnational.com to learn more. Thank you for listening to Community Forum. My name is Johnny Chandler. I'm the owner of KCCC 930 AM, the host of Community Forum. With me today is, Robert. Let me try on your last name, Robert, real quick. Robert Kazubuski. Kazuboski, not Boski. Okay, Robert Kazuboski. He is the outreach coordinator for the Desert Willow Wildlife Rehabilitation Center. You've been on before.
I have been. Yeah, last year.
Yeah, thanks for coming back on. Thanks for promoting your event with us. I emceed their benefit dinner last November. It's the first one I've ever been emceed. I can do better.
We'll give you another chance this year.
Yeah, I've already agreed to do it, so yeah, I appreciate that.
You did a great job.
Well, I could thank you very much. I appreciate that, but I can definitely do better. Okay. Right. And with me today is a very recent Southeast New Mexico College graduate, Sarah West. How are you, Sarah?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing really great. We're glad you're joining us, Sarah. You just graduated, so with an associate's degree from SCMC, correct?
Yes, I did.
And what was the focus of your associate's?
Psychology.
Okay. And now what do you do after you got an associate's degree? What's the next step?
I will be getting a bachelor's degree in psychology and eventually a master's degree in industrial and organizational psychology.
Wow. I didn't even know those majors existed, Robert. Did you know those were careers?
I didn't. No.
I'm impressed. Congratulations on your graduation here from SCMC.
Thank you so much.
Now, that makes you one of the first alumni of this college ever, correct?
Yes, sir, it does.
Right, because anybody that graduated before was NMSU.
Right.
But now we're cooler, and we're SCMC. So congratulations on being a first alumni, and everything looks great. Where have you decided to go to college after this?
UTPB, which is University of Texas Permian Basin.
Yeah,
it's in Midland.
It's in Midland, and so that's great. So you're going to go online primarily?
Yes, sir.
So you can still hang out with us here at the college?
Absolutely.
Because you are a part-time employee with community education as well. And then that way, when it comes to when you graduate, you can just drive there and do the whole walk, right? The whole ceremony?
Yes, I can.
In 2 years? I'm excited for you. Robert, were you a college guy?
I was.
Yeah, where'd you go?
I went to New Mexico State.
You're a state? Okay, well, I mean, we still like you guys. Even
It's
though
been a few years.
Yeah, I think it's been a little while. And I'm an Eastern New Mexico University Greyhound, you know? So I'm glad we're representing the state really well down here, for sure. That's not why we're here. We're not here to talk about the fact that Sarah West is a SCMC graduate, but congratulations again.
Thank you.
I think that's awesome. So she's here to just help us to interview, figure out what we're here to talk about today. And we're here to talk to the Desert Willow Wildlife Rehabilitation Center about their spring wingding.
Right.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about what the spring wingding is.
So the spring wingding is an event for folks to come out and enjoy the center and enjoy some activities. It's on June 1st from 10 to 3, and it's Black Cock Brewery is helping us out with this sponsoring the event. We have the Wonder on Wheels Museum coming down from Santa Fe with an agricultural exhibit. We've got a cornhole tournament by Top Dog Cornhole out of Artesia. The fire prevention trailer from Eddy County is supposed to be there as well. We got some music also. They're just a fun event at the center.
Yeah, so is this first year event, right? First, you just came up with it first time?
This is the first time. Yeah, it came about because of the Wonder on Wheels Museum. I met them last year in Ruidosa, and they were wanting a spot in Carlsbad to bring the museum to, and so we're working together to put this on.
Yeah. Sarah, do you know anything about the Desert Willow Wildlife Rehabilitation Center? Have you heard of them before?
I have only seen them at Tractor Supply, but I am wondering exactly what the Desert Willow Wildlife Rehabilitation Center does.
So the center takes in sick and injured animals throughout southeastern New Mexico. We try to provide medical treatment and care and fix them up and get them sent back out into the wild. That's our number one goal. We also provide outreach with education ambassadors, and that's like the stuff at Tractor Supply. We take the education birds out to schools, to community events, or to civic organizations, anything to help educate the folks about the center and about the wildlife in the area.
That's really neat. How would you volunteer? Do you take volunteers?
We do take volunteers. There's several options for volunteering. Just send us an email at info@dww.rc.org, and we can get you the applications.
Absolutely. And I was also wondering, is it a nonprofit or for-profit?
It is a nonprofit, 501c3. So we operate strictly off grants and donations.
That's really interesting.
How long have you guys been around?
It started on a family ranch in 1989, and we became a nonprofit in 2013. So we're continuing to grow. We built the hospital that's dedicated to wildlife in 2020, and we just completed a flight enclosure with the help of several sponsors.
Well, I know that this doesn't work, Sarah. This doesn't work for you. I've actually been to the property. I've toured it. Have you ever been there before?
I have not.
Yeah. So this is that very large bird enclosure you were talking about remodeling, right? This is huge. So this is for what type of birds?
This is for hawks mainly, and owls type things. It's got an L shape to it. I believe it's 16 feet wide by 75 feet long, or maybe a little bit more than that.
Yeah, and the height, how tall is it?
It's 12 feet on the inside, because they've got to have room to do vertical flight as well as horizontal flight to strengthen the right muscles. So
I couldn't even envision like training a bird how to fly again, right? Is that essentially what you're doing?
In a lot of ways, yeah. If a bird comes in with a broken wing, for example, if we pin the wing, it's about 4 weeks with a pin in the wing. Then we remove the pin, but during that 4 weeks, the muscles start to deteriorate. So we have to build up those muscles again. So we start in small cages, then increase the cages in increments, letting them get a little bit more freedom of movement until they're in this larger one and flying strong, and then they can be released again.
So they're like, Sarah, they're like physical therapy for birds.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, you hurt your wing, and then you go to physical therapy.
How long do the birds usually stay with you guys?
It depends. Some of them can come in and be gone overnight if it's just a matter of if they've got into like a thorn patch or something. We just got to give them a shower type thing. We'll get them cleaned up, just keep them for a day, make sure they're still healthy, and then release them. But the ones with injured wings or other things like lead poisoning, for example, they can be with us for 6 months to a year at times. Typically, a wing fracture is going to be at least 8 weeks, 4 with a pin and then 4 in rehab. Just depends on the bird.
Do you only rehabilitate birds, or?
No, we do all wildlife. We do have some restrictions on the rabies vectors, but we do all wildlife. We do about 75% birds, so we do talk about them a lot. 20% mammals, and 5% is other things like turtles and frogs and snakes and anything else that shows up.
That's awesome.
Tell me a little bit about what you mean by rabies vector. What does that mean?
So there's the rabies vectors are the things that you typically think of that can carry rabies.
Sure.
The coyotes, foxes, raccoons.
Squirrels?
Not necessarily squirrels.
What about bats? Bats carry.
Bats are one that's on the list. Skunks and single adult bobcats.
So you're an expert on birds, on all type, I assume? So it feels like...
I spend a lot of time playing with birds.
Okay, so
I actually just finished a trip down to Texas to catch some birds for migration.
Oh, that's excellent. Man, that sounds like a lot. What type of birds were they?
There was all sorts, a lot of shorebirds and stuff along the coast, and then the warblers and some of the other immigrants coming inland.
I don't want to get off topic too much, but I do want to ask you a little bit, and I don't want you to claim to be an expert on this, but there's some bird flu hysteria, right, floating around. Sarah, have you seen stuff about bird flu at all?
I don't tend to watch the news.
Okay. I understand why, but it's like there's some bird flu scare going around. There's something about the bird flu. They think there's a new strain. There's something floating around. I don't know. I don't want to put you on the spot or anything, so if you're not comfortable, but do you know anything about the bird flu issue? Are we seeing any of that here?
I know a little bit, and some of it's been in the news lately because it's got into like some of the dairy cattle and stuff around in Curry County or Roosevelt County. But it is something we're sort of careful for, so we're trying to keep more distance on our animals. It's going back to that 6 foot spacing type thing.
Oh yeah, but for animals this time.
Yeah. And even with the public, because if somebody's got like backyard chickens and then comes around our animals, it can transfer.
Which we do. We have backyard chickens. We have a backyard emu.
Mm-hmm.
Even right. We love our birds as well, and we have a bunch of parakeets also.
Yeah.
Did find a dead bat the other day in the grass.
Oh wow.
Is that a concern? Do you think what would be the best thing to focus on with that? Because I think that's a very unusual thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure what. We'd have to look and see what the causes were. We'd have to send it through the vet to see. But
yeah, I don't think I think the wife took care of it in a different way. But so I just interesting about that. So are you an organization that people can reach out to and email with questions related to these things, or where would you suggest they might do that if they have some questions?
They can send them to us and we can try to answer them, or we've got ways we can find,
so that'd be like
answers.
info@dwwrc.org, right? And that's where you can get any information. That's where you can volunteer. Do you guys take monetary donations as well?
Oh yeah, we do. As I mentioned, we're a nonprofit, and that we operate all off donations and grants. Is how we operate.
Okay. So before we started the interview, Sarah was asking me a little bit of questions about this Wonder of Wheels Museum. I know you told us you met him in Ruidoso and you hooked him up here, but Sarah, did you want to get into a couple of your questions about that so we can learn more about the Wonder of Wheels? Are they also a nonprofit? Questions like that, you know?
I was wondering, it says specifically that this year it focuses on agriculture. I was wondering if that changes each year.
It does. So they have an exhibit for a year at a time, and it's essentially an RV that's open on the inside where they'll have displays on the inside this year in agriculture. Last year, I forget what it was, like theater or something like that when I saw it. But this year it's focused on agriculture, and they also a lot of times do craft activities too with kids when they come by.
What made you guys want to bring the WOW Museum here?
So I got to talking to him in Ruidoso, and we thought it would be a good fit with the agriculture theme being down here. They were needing a place to have an event in Carlsbad, and it was a good chance for us to put together a community event so people can come enjoy the center.
That's amazing.
I think it's really great that you're opening up that property for a day for the general public. It could be a little nerve-wracking for your permanent residents to have that many people around sometimes, but then how else do you get the message out, you know? How else can you get that out? So you guys do a lot of outreach programs, a lot of schools, Tractor Supply even, you know, really fun stuff. Are there some residents that just can't leave the facility, but they're permanently there that you might be able to see now that you can't see when you do your traveling show?
They may get a glimpse of a few of the wild animals through the area. We usually can't put those on display, but a couple of the cages would be in view. We may be able to get out a couple others as well that don't normally come out also.
What are the big white birds that you have on your residence?
The American white pelicans, Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
Mr. Peabody and Sherman are cool looking, Sarah. It's really, really neat. And they'll be honest, right? You'll be able to visit those two there.
They'll be right there.
They're
right by the band.
Yeah, because you can walk. Yeah, I mean, what a great setup you guys have out there, too. It's going to be a really enjoyable spot to hang out for the day. Just a friendly reminder, since we are doing this June 1, 10 to 3. You're located at 516 East Fiesta Drive. So if you turn left on East Fiesta, you'll spot them pretty quickly. They're not that far down, just past the old state police headquarters, I think, right?
Right.
516 East Fiesta Drive, 10 to 3, June 1st, 2024. It's a Saturday, I assume.
It's a Saturday.
Desert Willow Wildlife Rehabilitation, Black Cock Brewing, great local brewery in southeast New Mexico. They're headquartered in Roswell, but they're down here all the time. Get yourself a beverage. The WOW Museum, I've never heard of them before. So that's going to be really great to check out something new.
Yeah, they're out of Santa Fe. I want to say they're Department of Tourism, but I'm not 100%.
Sure. No, I mean, that kind of makes sense. Every year you're showcasing something great about New Mexico. So if they're going to come here and at your facility as part of this really fun day, probably learn a lot about agriculture, especially in southeast New Mexico and New Mexico in general. And I don't think a lot of people understand or believe that. If you don't live here, then you don't understand how agriculturally significant New Mexico truly is.
Right.
You know, we really are a bit of a powerhouse, especially with pecans, right?
Yes, I think it's amazing that we have this opportunity to bring the community together and have all of them learning something interesting about our region.
Oh, we forgot to ask how much it was, Sarah. How much is it to show up?
Yeah, it's free to the public. We're just doing this to give back to the public. But we always do appreciate donations, though.
Yeah, some monetary donations. 10 to 3, Black Cock Brewing's going to be there. What about food options? You guys thinking about food?
We're trying to finish securing some food trucks right now.
Okay.
I believe we've got one committed. We do have a couple of vendors that are going to have baked goods and things.
Yeah,
so,
excellent.
Yeah,
just a little snack, and a little drink, and some, and then JJ Aguilar and the Beer Cousins. You said, right?
JJ Aguilar and the Beer Cousins. Beer Cousins will be on in the morning, starting about 10:30, and then JJ Aguilar should be about 12:30, I believe.
Okay.
We'll have a little time in the center to for them to change over, but it should be continuous music.
So this is the Spring Wingding. It's technically the first annual Spring Wingding. Can we expect a second or a third, or we're testing the waters first?
We're testing the waters first. So like even our vendor fees for a table, it's a little fee. It's not a whole lot for vendors to come out.
Right.
One. But yeah, we're
So
just
you're
sort
still
of testing
accepting
the
vendors then?
We are.
You're going to accept vendors up until the last minute?
Till the last minute
Okay.
at the moment. So, if we get a whole big influx, we might have to look at it. But right now, we've still got some openings.
All right. So, we pre-record our radio segments here. It's not May 16th when we're recording it. It's May 16th, the first day this aired. But you can literally reach out to you, Robert, at info@dwwrc.org. I mean, pretty much up until if you still want to be a vendor.
Yeah.
So
send
as
us
you're
a note.
listening to this, it's not too late.
Right. Yeah. As long as we got a spot, we'll get you in.
Yeah, it gives a decent amount of property, I think.
Yeah,
It
we've
should
got
be-
quite a bit of
Should be
space.
pretty good. So now let's go ahead and update us a little bit on what you've been doing since the last time we spoke, since your guys' annual benefit dinner. What's the center been up to?
So we did some maintenance type stuff over the winter. Last year, we ended up seeing 779 animals come through the center. So it was a
1 year?
In 1 year. It's 25% increase over the previous years. So it was a busy year. A lot of it may have been the heat that we had last year.
Oh, okay, because I was going to ask, like, what can you contribute to a 25% increase? It's like it's not that many, like 25% more animals, right?
Right. Yeah. So it's we're guessing some of it had to do with the heat.
Yeah.
I'm hoping some of it's my outreach attempts, but
Yeah.
just people knowing a little bit more about us. But this year, with it being cooler, we haven't got quite as many as we have in last year. So it has slowed down a little this year. But
Cooler. It's like 90 degrees already, Robert.
Right. But we haven't hit the 100 yet.
Yeah, that's true.
So so we did some maintenance projects. We built that flight enclosure,
Right.
And we've got it. The flight enclosure formed an L. It was an L shaped on a previous L. So we've got a center piece in it that we're going to make into a waterfowl enclosure this year.
Waterfowl enclosure.
Yeah, it'll have some little ponds in it and stuff dedicated for ducks and things. We spent some time playing with predator proofing our enclosures too, because raccoons get into everything.
You want to know why raccoons are so tricky, Sarah?
Why?
At least, this is my guess, Robert. You can correct me if I'm wrong. We've had raccoon issues in Albuquerque, and since we moved here in Carlsbad, we've had to trap multiple ones already. They love backyard chickens, by the way. They love the eggs. They have thumbs. They have thumbs. They literally can open doors and untwist wire, and they're wicked smart.
Yep, they are.
They are very cute, though.
No, they're only cute when they're little. And they can get huge. And then when they get desperate, when they get hungry, especially when it gets cold, right?
Yep.
When the winter time's coming, then they just get that desperation feeling about them.
Looking for the easy meals.
And then, are you a veterinarian?
I'm not.
No.
No, I've got a bachelor's degree in wildlife management.
Okay.
But
right.
we have some veterinarians that work for us and help us out.
Yeah, I know that, no disrespect to anybody that's a veterinarian, right? I understand the college, the education, the schooling that you went to. When you work for many years as you have at Desert Willow, you might be picking up a little bit of veterinary skills.
Yeah, the folks in the hospital, we do pick up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd call you to help me with my animal, dude. I'd feel good about that,
So,
Anything else, Sarah? Any other questions on your mind?
I was wondering how you got pelicans.
So there's two different types of pelicans. The brown pelicans are the ones people typically think about along the coast, and they're diving for fish there while you're sitting on the beach. The white pelicans spend the winters on the coast, but then in the summertime they go all the way up to Canada, North Dakota, Montana area for nesting. So Mr. Peabody was found in Artesia, or just south of Artesia, in Atoka, walking down the highway dragging one of his wings. So he apparently tried to land or something, is our guess, and he shattered his shoulder. So we brought him into rehab. We tried to fix him up and get him to where he could fly, but it was just too much damage. So he's still got a good life, but he's just not able to fly. So he stays with us. And then in 2020, Mr. Peabody, we relocated him from one enclosure to the next, and he wasn't seeing people as much as he was, and he started looking like he needed a friend. So Sherman was in Oregon, and they needed a home for Sherman, and Peabody needed a friend. So a group called Turtles Fly 2 flew him down for us, and we put them together. And they got along great right from the start.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I had no idea that you could get a bird transferred from Oregon to here.
Yeah, we transfer stuff. We can transfer stuff all over the U.S. Depending on who needs things. Because if we're not able to release things back to the wild, the second option, if they're going to be pain free and they're good candidates, then we can place them in a education facility, a zoo type facility. We always check with the zoos and the folks in New Mexico first, and then we expand out. I know we sent things last year to the Hogle Zoo in Utah. The Navajo Nation Zoo got a couple things from us. I've sent stuff all the way to Syracuse, New York, flying on one of the commercial airlines.
That's amazing.
So you mentioned pain-free. So I assume that you're judging the pain of animals, and I'm gonna face the music on that one. Some of the animals have probably had to face the music, right?
Yeah, once in a while they do, but even those we usually we find something for them. Most of them will go to the University of New Mexico, to the Museum of Southwest Biology.
Okay,
and they'll use them for classes and studies.
Yeah,
and things.
yeah, right. So they at least can contribute to some degree down the line. Yeah, June 1st, 2024. Obviously, that's Saturday, June 1st, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Desert Willow Wildlife Rehabilitation Center, 516 East Fiesta Drive, 10 to 3. Black Cock Brewing. They have wonderful ciders.
They
right?
do. They have good
That's
stuff.
their specialty, is the ciders. I mean, they have beer too, right?
They have beers also.
Yeah.
So I believe they're going to bring mostly beers down on this one.
Yeah, I mean, they're great. The Wonder of Wheels Museum, agriculture in New Mexico. It makes me curious what they did last year, what they're going to do next year. I'm already curious what the Wonder of Wheels Museum's up to next year, and I haven't even looked at this exhibit yet, right? Local craft fairs, vendors. You can still be a vendor.
You
right?
can still be a
Info
vendor.
at dwwrc.org. I don't know. What am I missing here?
I think that covers most of it. So,
Sarah, anything else? You want to close us out on anything? It's perfectly okay. If not, we're going to let Robert close this out. Robert, sell all our listeners on why they should be there on June 1st.
So come on out. It's a good chance to come and enjoy the center for the day. We've got some great activities planned, some good music, a good time to just sit back, bring a lawn chair, and enjoy some music in the day.
What a wonderful event to go to. Robert, thank you very much. Outreach Coordinator for DWWRC. Sarah West, SNFC graduate. Congratulations again. Thanks for helping me.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
you.
You're listening to Community Forum on KCCC 930 AM, sponsored by Eddy County, honoring God, country, and family, thriving with industry since 1889. Also sponsored by CNB Bank. Go to carlsbadnational.com to learn more.